Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk Podcast. JJ in the house, me in the house, in the recording studio, having fun. Great Saturday night. JJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm feeling this episode a lot. Today, got some breaking news stuff. Not really. We're making some of this up. But we're getting... it's alternative facts. I don't know. We're getting close to the Hearthstone rotation, yearly rotation, right? And with that comes the Hall of Fame enshrinement, which is really just a euphemism for we don't like this card anymore. So
yes,
they're going to do this again, probably this year. Some cards tend to be Hall of Famed every year. And today we're going to have some speculation about what cards that might be.
Yeah. And first of all, let me say that some of the more obvious candidates have been nerfed to death, like, right before. Like some of the druid ramp stuff would have been reasonable, but they just now nerfed them.
Yeah, I could have seen Nourish. Nourish would have been.
Yeah, of course, sensible. They couldn't have put both.
No, Wild Growth. I think like a basic card doesn't make that much sense. But
and that too, yeah.
But Nourish, I definitely could have seen. So yeah, but that's not gonna happen.
But instead, they just nerfed it.
Yeah, why would you weaken Druid any further? Makes no sense. So. A few cards that I've heard a lot about, rumors. First of all, would be Leroy Jenkins.
All right.
Mysterious Mr. J. Because, well, the idea of the cards that are going into Hall of Fame is cards that have been consistently everywhere, right?
Yes.
That are always getting played and to a degree dictate the way the meta is being played. And since they are moving away from that whole charging mechanic, they have like the last charge minion that they printed was, fun fact, do you know it?
Oh god, I've heard that, but I don't remember. But it's been a few expansions, right?
It was like Chillblade Champion in the Frozen Throne.
Yeah.
Since then, not a charge minion in sight. They're doing Rush now, right? So Charge is kind of on his way out, and Leroy Jenkins is, I think, the perfect candidate to go to the Hall of Shame.
Yeah, on the note of strong legendaries, I think another one that might be considered is kind of part of an iconic set, but Malygos.
Malygos. See, the thing, Malygos seemed problematic for a while when they printed Floop, and the people thought that this means basically that Malygos tuned the hall now, but nowadays, Malygos, not really that overpowered anymore.
That's true, though, yeah.
Mainly because of the Druid nerf. He's played in, like, the Malygos Druid, which isn't a lot, and the Malygos Rogue, which is barely played, and mostly probably right now in the Resurrect Priest.
Yeah, Malygos has been a somewhat consistently strong card.
Yes.
But then again, as you said, it's not that oppressive. And also, it would kind of suck now that they changed the bundle, the starter bundle, to include one of the dragons, and someone pulls Malygos, and a few weeks later, well, I mean, you get the dust back, but still.
Right. That would definitely suck. But, I'm not so sure anymore about Malygos. Maybe not. I was actually thinking that right now Alexstrasza is more likely than Malygos.
Was another one I had in mind for sure. It seems pretty good, but then again, is it though? Because...
yeah, it's impactful. I mean, it's versatile.
Because a lot of the more OTK-oriented decks can also easily deal the 30 damage.
Yeah.
And the real problem for those types of decks is usually the stuff that stacks up high on armor, in which case taking 15 from their health isn't as impactful now that Alexstrasza for a while now doesn't remove armor.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's more of a control tool, right? Because it has the healing and damaging effect, kind of balance whatever you need, so it's versatile.
Yes.
It's not that it's like too oppressive, like too overpowered for the meta, right? And it's not one of the cards that are very volatile, I want to say. It's not like they need to consider Alexstrasza every time they print a new card, because it might be broken.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
you do Malygos, for example. Or like you did Shutterwalk. And they actually did something about that. So, I'm not sure that necessarily any card that is removed has to be crazy powerful, right? You had it like with Sylvanas, who was just removed because it was strong, right? Or Ragnaros.
Yeah.
But, not all the cards that are being Hall of Fame are necessarily the greatest ever. Like, Cole and Oracle wasn't meta breaking.
No, but it
was just very consistently used, and it dictated an archetype.
Yeah, and it also disrupted your opponent, which apparently they didn't want that much, but then again they printed more disruption
They just
cards.
printed Mojo Master, which is like the most horrible card that's ever seen Hearthstone.
I'm slightly confused by that, like, because I think it was one of the reasons that they didn't like the mill strategies.
Apparently, yeah.
But then I don't know.
Mojo, by the way, just side rant. Mojo Master Zihi is the worst, most devilish card that's ever been printed ever. I hate it with all my being. I hate this card.
But also,
it's terrible.
What is very important to note is probably the idea that the cards that are getting put into the Hall of Fame don't necessarily have to be legendary. We talked about a few impactful legendaries, but I feel like a lot of maybe more consistently strong non-legendary cards might even be.
So one that I've been arguing for, not necessarily because I'm in favor of, but one that I can very easily see go to the Hall that would also make a lot of sense from the way just the card works is Doomsayer.
Okay,
I can really see Doomsayer going. It's just a card that screams, I'm going to be Hall of Famed at one point.
Yeah, I can see that,
Doomsayer makes a lot of sense to me. Maybe that's one of the ones that I would want to bet. If I had to bet some money, that's one of the ones I would definitely be considering. Also two things that I've heard of that are really out there was actually Baku and Gin.
Yeah, but
because of how impactful they have been this year, do they really want allow another year of this? Right? So that was a pretty wild speculation that honestly I've just seen being talked about on Reddit a little bit, right?
But that's also kind of weird because they usually just do it for classic cards because the other ones will inevitably rotate out anyways.
Right. But because those two are so incredibly strong.
I mean, you could also just do what they always do with cards that they want to get rid of and just nerf them to death.
But how are you going to nerf Baku again?
Increase their mana cost by 1.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now you have to draw them on your starting hand for them to be effective at all.
Exactly. But then you can swap their effects. Like, make Gendiago Baku the even one. No, of course.
No, just make them not match their own
Of course it's not going to happen, right? So how do you nerf them reasonably? You really can't.
Well, I mean, you could theoretically make their stats even worse, but that still doesn't ruin the
You never want to draw or play them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, even if they were 1/1s, people would still play them.
Exactly. Doesn't really make a difference. You're not playing Baku. Like, Baku, I think, has one of the lowest win rates when played.
Yeah,
like
because
when the card is actually being played, because that's like the last desperate move, right?
Yeah, because you usually want to win before you have to go to that, because if you're drawing a card, even if you're top decking, you're probably drawing a card that you would much rather play than Baku himself.
Exactly. There's not a lot of cards that you would less like to play for 9 mana than a 7/8 do nothing.
In my experience, the odd deck that plays it the most would be Odrog if it gets to the late game, because you'll have like Cold Blood or something like that on your hand, like Leroy Jenkins or something, which you just don't want to play right away. You just would rather keep for the last damage burst.
Also happens with Paladin, but in Paladin it's just every turn you press the hero power and then you don't want to play Baku. You can't play Baku anymore.
And the Rogue doesn't use hero power every turn, or isn't necessitated to, and has some combo-y cards that it doesn't want to play on its own.
I think Warrior plays every once in a while just because of how slow the deck in general is.
Yeah.
But you'd still much prefer to pull it out with Undasta for the value, right?
Exactly.
So, Bakugan, maybe? I don't think it's going to happen, by the way. I don't think they are going to be Hall of Fame.
The question really is, how much do we have to consider the current meta?
Right.
Because
stuff is rotating.
Yeah, exactly. So we probably would have to look at which decks are currently strong that have
classic cards that will still
have classic cards that will still be strong in the new meta and have been somewhat viable for.
How about this? How about Deathstalker Rexar? Because it's going to go into Wild, but there's still issues that Wild can be broken at some point, right? So the more beasts they keep adding into the game, the better and better Rexar. Rexar just keeps getting better.
Let me note that Hall of Fame cards are playable in Wild.
Yes, they are.
So it doesn't help at all.
Yeah, because it's rotating out.
It literally makes no difference.
It's rotating out at the same time, right? So I guess they'd have to nerf that if they wanted to.
You literally cannot Hall of Fame a card that's rotating out. Well, you could.
Yeah, they would have to.
As a matter of fact, I would be totally in favor if they were to, let's say, Hall of Fame literally every single card that rotates out. Because it's just free dust.
Yeah, that would be great. I would appreciate that a lot.
But yeah.
Also, yeah, when they announced the Hall of Fame cards, craft them.
Right, yeah, exactly. Craft them. You'll get back the full dust value
and
for the cards you have, and then you can disenchant them again to get a quarter of the value on top of that.
Dust them twice in golden, like every card.
I think you can only get the
basic
dust refund though for 2 copies. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think
you can craft them like 10 times.
Yeah, that would be an exploit, right? So that's not gonna happen probably. What other cards do you think have a shot? How about like Antonidas? I would love that.
I mean,
Antonidas, the old bum, hate him.
For the time when Quest Mage was like somewhat aggressively attacking the ladder, maybe. But these days, it doesn't really seem that problematic, and the quest itself isn't really sticking around.
I mean, no, the quest isn't, but freeze match is still a thing. You can still do it without the quest. Is the problem, right? And that's like basically the whole combo of that is classic, right? So that's always going to be a thing with the Sorcerer Apprentices. You can rotate Sorcerer Apprentices for Christ's sakes. Rotate Fireball or Pyroblast, right? That sort of stuff.
Pyroblast would actually be a good candidate.
Pyroblast would be really.
Now that you mention it, because
I would love that.
It has always been pretty strong. I mean, they nerfed it before. It used to be 8 mana, for crying out loud. But even then, it still is a very strong game finisher for similar reasons as Leroy Jenkins. Mm-hmm. But it deals more damage.
Yeah, also costs more, but...
I was about to say it can't be comboed with like Cobalt or something in the Rogue's case, for example. But it seems like Pyroblast would be a good candidate, and now that they have gotten around to adding new cards as replacements, at least for the class cards, that would also allow them to now remove more cards from one class.
Now we don't know how Temple Mage is going to turn out with the rotation of Alunath.
Because also one of the problems with removing mage cards would have otherwise been that was already the class with the least classic cards, but now that they've added more in again, they can remove cards again.
I will maintain my notion that they should just delete mage from the game because it's never cost anything but heartbreak and just it's a terrible class. It's awful. I hate it. No one likes mage if they're not completely deranged. That's a fact. So just get mage out of the game. Just replace the class, or just don't even replace it. Just have 8 classes. I think that would be the best thing to do. Just rotate out mage, but don't even Hall of Fame it, Hall of Shame it. Like, make a new hall. That's like the worst possible word that rhymes with aim. And then put it in there by itself. Like all 3 of them. And all the cards too. But, so what I was saying about Antonidas saying quest mage isn't necessarily attacking the ladder. Well, you didn't have Cold Light Oracle swarming around at Legend all the time.
Well,
time last year.
Kingsbane Rogue was a very strong deck at the very least.
Kingsbane Rogue was okay. It was never I'm not sure if it was a tier 1 deck at any point.
I mean, tier 2 is totally sufficient, but yeah.
Yeah, so...
I mean, I'm not saying it was, like, broken, but it was at the very least strong.
Yeah, it was alright.
And getting some of your important pieces milled, or just in general losing to mill, is a bit of a disappointing experience, which is part of what they want to avoid, because you always want to have the experience be enjoyable.
Listen, if you want to make Hearthstone enjoyable, then rotate freaking Antonidas out, because that's the one thing that makes you want to pull out.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and that makes total sense, but
Cold Light, you can play around Cold Light.
It's also somewhat...
Just stop life tapping at 7 cards.
It's also somewhat unprecedented to remove a class legendary, but once again, due to them now finally allowing replacements, that would also theoretically be a possibility.
You're totally fine.
But then, if you do that, at least don't do it like with the other classic cards where the replacements are basically shit.
Yes.
Like, if you replace a legendary...
I mean, it should be another legend that's also decent.
If you're replacing a class legend, where the classes only have 1 classic legend each, at least put something decent in there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But, Antonidas, I mean, if you're talking about, like, unfunny, unenjoyable...
Yeah, of course.
People have been complaining about that with certain decks in this meta. That's, like, the definition of that. People have been complaining about Quest Rogue because of that same reason, right? You just watch it go down and then you get smacked, right? Because you're just playing... Quest Rogue is just playing with yourself. Because of how fast it goes and you just win.
Yeah, and uninteractive gameplay is always what makes it unenjoyable for the opponent, and Hearthstone as a game, of course, wants to be enjoyable to all the players.
And Questmage is the king of that. Antonidas is the absolute leader of all of that misery.
Because that's just what's best for business.
Exactly. So that, Antonidas, I'm vouching for that guy to rotate. Maybe some more class legendaries. Classic ones.
Yeah, I was thinking, what was also consistently a strong one.
King Rush? King Rush.
No.
Okay.
I was thinking, Valen was one that's... Oh, it's never been, like, broken.
I wouldn't mind that. I've got a golden Velen. That was some good.
I mean, it was really strong with the Highlander Priest back in the day.
It is one of those cards where you need to think.
It's also very strong with the Resurrect, but it's never been like that broken. But it's always been.
You need to always be considerate of that card to print new stuff because stuff might be broken.
Yeah,
like you can't just give Priest a 0 mana deal some damage spell, right?
You can't even give them a strong heal that is untargeted because it could be used with Arcanine.
Exactly. Like the Regenerate right now, there was also already rumors about Regenerate like Arcanine. Play basically Malagos, Radiant, Arcanine, and Velen. Get them all to die, Spellstone, bam.
Yeah.
Right? So that's already... I mean, it's a lot of stuff to do still, but Velen I can see because of how versatile it is. Now, my picks, if I had to pick some, Leroy Jenkins, I'm gonna say Doomsayer. I'm probably gonna say Savannah Highmane as well, just because it's just a really, really strong card, and it's not a legendary, but it dictates a lot of what Hunter does. Not at the moment because of spells and secrets being so strong, but Hunter's identity is gonna change a lot when Rexa rotates. And Savannah Highmane is one of the strongest minions, just in general in the game.
I think Hunter is still going to revolve around spells and secrets till Zul'jin is out of the game. And I think cutting down on the Hunter minions might be a thing that they would maybe do next year rather than this year.
Well, don't forget that Rock Delar also does rotate.
I know.
Right? So it's going to be... But, and so does Kathrena, so that's Death Rattle.
Yeah, but I mean, for secrets, you still got Subject, you still got Zul'jin.
Though Zul'jin is nowhere near Deathstalker.
No,
Deathstalker is going to be the big one.
Wait a second. From when were Spellstones?
Spellstones are kobolds. They're gone.
Oh god,
Spellstones are gone.
I think that definitely hampers the secret hunter a lot.
Yeah.
Because the Spellstone is one of the strongest cards in that deck.
Like, the thing is that when kobolds rotates... That's been like the most impactful expansion like ever, it feels like, right? At least that I've known. Like the strongest one, the most powerful is kobolds. And add to that the Death Knights from Frozen Throne, there's a lot. There is a lot that rotates. Just a lot.
I like that though, because that means that after the rotation, we're finally getting like a very fresh new meta.
Yeah, I don't hate it at all. Maybe some classes will get new identities. It's gonna be interesting to see for sure. So, I guess, is that the discussion? Do we have anything else to mention? Not necessarily, right? So, we'll see about how they go about doing that. If you have any suggestions for cards that you would want to go to the Hall of Fame, drop them in the comments section of this video. Also, leave a like, by the way. If you already added, you already clicked out of full screen, and you scroll down and just type the comment. Just leave a like on the way scrolling up again. That would be highly appreciated. But, let's get into the halftime show of this podcast. What do we have?
Well, we did quizzes last time.
Yeah.
That was fun. So we're doing it again.
Yeah.
This time we're doing Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we're doing Rick and Morty. We have a Rick and Morty trivia quiz. This is like a bunch, like 25 questions or something about Rick and Morty trivia. Gonna try to answer those as well as we possibly can in the halftime show. And in the second topic, we're gonna have more quizzes, but they're gonna be around music again. They're gonna be a bit larger. But also going to be very interesting. So Rick and Morty this time. Still waiting for season 4.
Yes.
Killing the time on the podcast. So first question. It's basically you got hints and then you need to type it in. So,
oh god, it's 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes. So Rick's main catchphrase is wubba lubba dub dub. I think he already misspelled it twice, by the way. Just forget it. Just go to the next one. Just go to the next one. This is not going to happen.
It's stupid because you can't even type it out.
Who does Morty like? Jessica.
I was about to say, what's her name? Yeah.
I think it's WUBBA space and then something, but whatever. Rick's daughter.
That'd
be Beth.
It would be Beth, yeah.
Right.
Obviously, Beth Smith.
Creature from a box that helps with special tasks.
That's Mr.
Meeseeks.
Is it double
Just
E?
type it and see. That's triple E. Yeah, alright. Character that makes Morty uncomfortable in the bathroom. Mr. freaking Jellybean. Is it King Jellybean? Mr. Jellybean?
I'm not. I think it might have
I think it was King Jellybean.
Yeah.
That was a weird guy. When he got shot, he just exploded. Character
It's Mr.
uses
Jellybean.
character uses the word bitch a lot.
Oh, that is Scary Terry.
Right. Right. Scary Terry. A copyright safe knockoff from
Yeah.
Who was Bird Person engaged to?
Oh God.
Tammy.
I was about to say it's
The thing is, you know the characters. You haven't watched the show in 2 years, so it's tough to know the names. It's why. Jerry's first successful advertising pitch.
What was that from the simulation episode?
Hungry for apples? Yep.
Is it just apples that I have to type in?
It's hungry for apples.
Oh, that's what the answer is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, what is Bird Person's new name identity? Phoenix Person.
Oh yeah, right. I remember.
There's not a lot of time for this quiz, by the way, so it's really hard.
Wait.
Come on. Yes. The principal's name, Vagina. It's possibly Scandinavian.
Jesus Christ.
Jerry's surname.
Smith.
A great new show Rick and Morty found in 60 Minutes. Ah, freaking hell. Dude.
I don't know.
Tough.
The only one allowed to have eye holes.
Oh, the eye hole man. They got them eye holes, which are cornflakes. It's a cornflake brand. Snowball's a slave name.
Oh God.
God, what's his? What do they call him in the beginning?
I don't remember.
Sakes, I don't
He's the dog
Yeah,
that
of course,
got
right.
the thing, but
Rick's favorite attraction at Anatomy Park. God, what
I also do not remember that.
What's
Morty's child, isn't he just called Morty Jr.?
I think so. Anatomy Park was a weird episode. My God, Ruben. What does the microscope devil give Rick do?
I don't know.
I
I know he uncursed everything, but
Yeah,
I don't know what it did.
Which Rick eats his own... That's the Doofus Rick, right? Why does Summer party? I don't know. To be cool, probably.
Yeah.
Why does Rick party? To get hammered.
Oh, I thought to extinguish the crisis, like the existential angst of something.
Just type stuff, man. What? Maybe just to get hammered. I don't know. What's his exact quote? He had an exact quote.
Oh, that.
What is Jerry's ice cream flavor when he hits a deer? Oh Christ! It's like something with mildly like a little bit of alcohol in it, so it's like bad. Assassin that buys weapons from Rick. Carbopulous
Michael. But how do you spell Carbopulous?
Forget it. We'll just go through them, just answering them because we.
I mean, it's not like anyone sees what we're typing.
We won't have time to type them out. Rick's friend who doesn't look out for number one.
I got no clue. Longtime family friend Beth shoots as Mr. Poopy Butthole.
That's Mr. Poopy Butthole. Don't type it out. It's too long. Not even correct.
Anyways,
his hit song Rick improvised to save Earth. Get 50.
Yeah.
Gets framed for killing Coach Ferradu. The freaking wasn't it the other teacher? The guy who Morty thought was on the moon?
I don't know.
I think so.
It's been a while.
Who does Rick and Morty help in the purge? The little girl. God know her name.
Yeah, exactly.
What is a cob on a cob planet? Like everything.
Yeah.
What previous McNugget sauce Szechuan
sauce, yeah.
What does Jerry's new job pay him with? Like pills, right?
Yeah, that was definitely.
What is Romancing the Stone based on?
Romancing the Stone.
Wait, I thought it was Mad Max.
Yes.
Whatever.
Well, Romancing the Stone is where the title comes from.
It depends on I turned myself into a pickle Morty and Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Which member of the Vindicators tries to kill Rick and Morty? Rick. What is the name of the roller coaster that almost gets Rick killed? I don't know. In Rest and Relaxation, What is Morty's girlfriend? Okay, the time has run out, so we will just... So, wubble up a dub-dubs, just, it's impossible to spell
yeah,
that,
I think I spelled it almost correctly, except that I had like an A in a place of a U somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Ball Fondlers.
the Ball Fondlers, that's the new show, right?
I know that's one that they discovered, but there was still multiple
Snowball's
shows.
slave name is Snuffles. Pirates of the Pancreas is Rick's favorite attraction. This one is hard to get, because that's one very specific quote from that episode.
The microscope that the devil gave Rick makes people retarded.
Right, exactly.
Why does someone party to get in with the cool kids?
Yeah, and for Rick it's the exact quote, to get riggedy erect.
Son.
Exactly. Rum Raisin. Rum Raisin is the ice cream flavor, and he was like panicking, he's like freaking out because he's got alcohol in it.
Rick's friend who doesn't look out for number one is Gearhead.
Gearhead, right. And, okay, come up with Michael, just the way it's
spelled. Oh, yeah, that's
one word?
One word, and yeah.
Get Swifty is correct. Tiny Rick. Tiny Rick? Oh, Tiny Rick gets killed. Gets framed for killing Coach Ferrado. Which there was this off joke with this is a terrible nickname for a vampire, Coach Ferrado.
Oh god, what previous McNugget sauce does Rick love? Mulan Szechuan Teriyaki dipping sauce. That's what they wanted to hear. Just in case you weren't.
Arthricia is the name of the girl that
they wanted to hear Mad Max for romancing
That's
Stone,
what I
which
thought.
is sensible. I mean, it literally looks like that, but Romancing Stone is where the title comes from.
Yes, everything is on a cob. Jerry gets paid in pills, like we had.
Supernova tries to kill them.
Supernova. Yeah, I know that she does too, but also so does Rick, though. The Whirly-Durly. All right, the Whirly-Durly conspiracy.
Yeah.
Of course. The drones isn't what she's not allowed to keep, and then just...
Which Morty becomes the president of the
Okay,
Morty would have known that, but we just, time.
So,
Jesus.
let's look at the stats here. So, the most known one is...
The most known one at
Beth.
89% is Rick's daughter, Beth Smith.
So 80% got Wubble Up a Dub Dub, which we would have gotten to if we spent all the time trying to get it, right?
Yeah, that's...
Probably. The 33% got Doofus Rick. We did.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. Eye-Hole Man as well. The least known one is actually Supernova. And Arthricia and the drones. So only 8% got K. Michael. What? That's a very famous character.
Well, yes, but then again, spelling, right?
But get riggedy erect, son? Really? Really? Okay, Mulan Szechuan sauce because of the spelling bullcrap. Only Gearhead. Okay, Tiny Rick 20%. Only 8% K. Michael. That seems one of the easier ones, actually. I don't know. And only 50%. This is terrible, right? But only 50% got Pickle.
Yes.
And what you need to type in is just, it said, I turned myself into a blank, Morty. I am blank, Rick.
But I still think that 5 minutes was very...
Very short.
Low.
Especially if you're going to debate it. If you're just doing it by yourself, you're not talking about it, it goes faster. But
also, we got 13 out of 36, and the average score is 14.
And we would have gotten way, way more. We probably would have gotten 27 or something.
But still, 5 minutes is a bit short, I feel.
Yeah, 5 minutes was pretty short for that one. But it's an interesting quiz.
So, are we going to do Rick and Morty characters as well? Or
just start it and see what happens with the hints, because I don't think so. Because it's very short.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes to just type out character names.
Yeah, you can't really debate that much. So we're not going to do that because it's been enough for the halftime show. But we're going to do more of the quizzes for sure in future podcasts, future halftime shows and second topics. And before we get into this week's second topic, we do have a fact of the week.
Yes.
That is our weekly facts. JJ, you have one and I have one. What is your fact of this week?
Well, you know that there's a lot of ancient mythologies that are, first of all, very interesting, but also sometimes there's a certain overlap there. Mm-hmm. So sometimes a creature or god that might be famous from one mythology also totally appears in another for some reason. And I thought it was very interesting that, for example, Greek mythology also has a sphinx.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, didn't know that.
It seems kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it seems Egypt.
Well, of course, the most famous one arguably is the Egyptian
then again,
one.
Then the Greek mythology has a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
And of course, if we are at overlap, literally the entire Roman pantheon is just a copycat of the Greeks.
Yes.
But I mean, everyone knows that.
Of course, right? So, okay, that's actually really interesting. Here's a more recent fact of a little bit more recent history and also true history. This season, in this college football season that just passed, with the Clemson winning for some reason against Alabama, There was a game in it was Texas A&M at LSU, I believe, and Texas A&M was basically I believe they were winning. They were up by like a full touchdown, and or it might have been I think it might have been the other way around as well. It might have been that LSU was winning, and yeah, it was LSU who was winning. That's how it was. So I'm starting this again. LSU playing at home against Texas A&M. I think LSU is winning by a touchdown. Texas A&M has the ball and throw an interception, and everyone goes nuts. Like LSU starts celebrating. They're dumping the Gatorade barrel on their coach because that's one of those things that you just do.
Okay.
Just showering the coach in Gatorade. So they're already doing that. And then the call gets reversed because the quarterback was actually down with the football. So the interception doesn't count. A&M still has the ball. They go down, score a touchdown, and proceed to take the game to 7 overtimes. Because that's the thing in college, right? They got unlimited overtimes as long as it's tied. And win. Which means that, first of all, they were celebrating and then ended up losing. But also, LSU head coach coached the equivalent of 1 3/4 of a full football game, completely wetted with sugar water.
Okay.
That was unfortunate. But yeah, they played a total of 11 quarters. That's a standalone fact by itself for a lot of people who don't know that. But football games, like in college, can go an infinite amount of overtimes, basically. They can go like up to 7 overtimes, which one overtime is, I think, 15 minutes. It might be 10 minutes right now, but it's almost a quarter of regular play, right? So, yeah, they basically almost played 3 full games. And he was coaching the whole time being doused in Gatorade.
Fair enough.
Unfortunate. That's my fact of the week. Second topic. We have music.
Yes, we still have quizzes because that's just how we roll.
Yeah, that's how we roll. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. So, what is the first thing we do? It's called 80s Rock Quiz, which sounds really, really good.
Also, let me remind everyone who didn't watch last week, which you should have.
Yes.
All quizzes are provided by jetpunk.com.
Jetpunk.com, shout out. Not a sponsor, but...
Yeah, but I think it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, but I would like to, if it were a sponsor. Wouldn't mind it. So, this one is going to work out the following way. We're getting song names.
Yes.
That's names of songs. And we're supposed to guess the artist.
Yes, exactly. We've done pretty much the exact same thing last week. There's a slight overlap here, but there's not a lot.
Yeah. Quiz by Michelle Ashley. So, let's get into this. First one is
5 minutes.
Still of the Night.
It doesn't actually ring a bell.
No clue. Kickstart My Heart.
Also doesn't ring a bell.
No clue. Don't Stop Believing.
That's Journey, right?
That is Journey. Finally. Paradise City is the Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
Next one is Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard.
Yeah, that's Def Leppard, exactly.
Double P. Yep. 18 and Live. No clue.
Wanted Dead or Alive. That's the Bon Jovi.
The one, the only, the Bon Jovi.
Round and Round.
No clue.
Come Feel the Noise. We had the last time.
Slade. Because it's misspelled.
I don't think it's Slade.
Is it not Slade? Oh, there was
Run
Slade, but that's later. I thought it might have been Slade just because it was misspelled.
I can't think of it
I
now.
Wanna Rock. No clue.
I don't know. Master of Puppets. That's Metallica. Still don't like that song, but whatever.
The Final Countdown.
That is Europe.
Yep. Dream Warriors.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Back in Black is AC/DC.
Oh. Because of the slash, for some reason, AC is enough.
Wait.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No clue. Rock You Like a Hurricane.
That's the Scorpions.
The Scorpions. Crazy Crazy Nights is La Kiss. You missed a P in Scorpions.
I was about to say, why does it...
What the...
Is it just Scorpions then?
Yeah.
Crazy Crazy Nights is Kiss.
Nothing But a Good Time. I don't know that.
Doesn't ring a bell. Once Bitten, Twice Shy.
Nope. Kiss Me Deadly, I don't know.
Hot for Teacher, you knew
Van Halen.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm not missing that one again. Jesus Christ.
Cherry Pie. That's Warrant.
It's a terrible song, by the way. Gypsy Road.
Wait, Warrant is still spelled with an A. Gypsy Road doesn't ring a bell.
Sister Christian.
I think we had that last time, didn't we?
Yes. Eye of the Tiger. Survivor. See, we're pretty bad at this. Crazy Train.
That's Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Aussie spices.
Breaking the Law.
That is Judas Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Very famous song.
Holy Diver.
That's still Dio.
Run to the Hills.
That's Iron Maiden.
17.
No clue.
Poison is Alice Cooper.
Yes.
Another one bites the dust. The Queen. Comfortably Numb.
That's Pink Floyd.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't like that song.
I Love Rock and Roll. Joan Jett.
That is by The Arrows.
I bet you it's Joan Jett.
But I suppose it's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Yes. Jesse's Girl. No clue.
Me neither.
Mr. Roboto.
I don't know.
Tom Sawyer.
I also don't know.
Damn. That's Mark Twain. No, I'm just kidding. Should I stay or should I go?
The Clash.
Magic Dance.
Doesn't ring a bell.
The Fly.
Nope.
Orange Crush.
That's R.E.M.
That's R.E.M. Rebel Yell.
That is Billy Idol.
Billy Idol. Hungry Like the Wolf. We know that, but we can't come up with it.
I actually don't know that.
They had that last time too.
Okay.
Old Times Rock and Roll.
It sounds familiar.
Sounds like a very good song. I don't know the song, but it sounds good. Can't Fight This Feeling.
That's REO Speedwagon. There's a... Yeah.
Spadwagon. Perfect Strangers.
That also sounds familiar.
Raining Blood.
No clue. We've established that Run Runaways by...
Sharp Dressed Man.
I'm not missing ZZ Top again, alright?
Alright, cool. Dude Looks Like a Lady. Never heard of that.
No
Jukebox Hero.
That is Foreigner.
I've heard of that one. Madhouse.
I don't know.
If Looks Could Kill.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Peace Sells, which is not a fact.
Most importantly, though...
War Tends to Sell much better. Last one is...
Never Gonna Give You Up. By Rick Astley.
By Rick.
With an A, right? No,
yep. So we got about half.
Come Feel...
Which is not very strong,
Come On Feel
actually.
the Noise. That's... Come on, I know that.
Oh, do you?
I can't for the life of me come up with it right now, but I should know that.
Terrible.
I think that's the only one that I should know, though, that I don't.
Hungry Like the Wolf as well. It's tough. You want to just enter like some stuff, just enter like Black Sabbath, and maybe one of them happens to be it. Enter the Rolling Stones. Or just fishing. No.
I don't know, let's just
see what we missed.
What is this stop
time? Oh, you can stop the timer? You can stop the timer. Whitesnake.
Whitesnake, First Soul of the Night. Kickstart My Heart is Mötley Crüe. 18 and Life is Skid Row. Round and Round is Red. Come on, Feel It. No, it was Quite Right. Yeah, exactly.
Twisted Sisters, I Want to Rock. Rockin', Dream Warriors. I don't know.
Never heard of that.
White Lion is Wait. Poison, Nothing But a Good Time. Once Bitten Twice Shy is Great White.
Yeah.
Kiss Me Deadly, Lead a Fort. Cinderella is Gypsy Road. We had that last time.
Yeah.
2. Night Ranger, Sister Christian. Winger is 17. Rick Springfield, I've never heard of that one. Jesse's Girl. Styx, Mr. Roboto, never heard. Rush is Tom Sawyer, right?
Magic Dance is David Bowie.
David Bowie, you should have known that. U2, The Fly. Duran Duran, okay.
Yeah.
Bob Sager, Old Time Rock and Roll. Deep Purple is Perfect Strangers.
Okay.
Could have maybe had that. Slayer is Raining Blood. Aerosmith is Dude Looks Like a Lady. Never heard of that. Anthrax is Madhouse. Heart, If Looks Could Kill. And Megadeth is Peace Sells.
I would like to know that about half of the bands listed here are not, in fact, rock bands, but metal bands.
Alright, whatever.
Like, a lot of the ones that I named in the middle there, I mean, Jesus Christ, Kiss is a metal band.
Is Kiss a metal band? I think most people will qualify it as that.
We got Judas Priest, we got Dio, we got
I think most people will just say that that's rock and fair enough, right?
Anthrax, Megadeth. I mean, there's just half of that. Almost half the list is metal.
I feel like metal is it's very close to rock. So that seems
some of them.
So answer stats.
I also like how the answer stats are always in percent, even your own answers.
Yep, exactly. It says like 100% or 0.
I guess you can take the quiz multiple times in theory.
Maybe, yeah. So most known one is Back in Black by AC/DC. And then Paradise City. Those are the very obvious ones. Don't Stop Believing, Wanted Dead or Alive. The one that we knew that only 19% knew was Slade's Run Run Away, and then Orange Crush by R.E.M.
Hilariously enough, as much as we did know Run Run Away by Slade, we typed in Slade too early.
We got it accidentally, but either way, we knew it.
Yes.
Right? So we missed Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith. 75% know that. Huh?
Yes.
But it don't
Which
go
is
away.
More than Eye of the Tiger.
That's crazy. That is insane. Hungry Like the Wolf, okay, I can understand that. What is the least known one in total? Is Magic Dance by David Bowie.
Okay.
Really? I think David Bowie would have been one of those that people just typed in just to try it out and see if he's in there.
Well, I mean, we didn't. Like, the bottom, 8 or something, were also ones that we didn't get.
Yeah. So that's fair enough. We did get Run Run Away. We did not get Hungry Like the Wolf. Or Dude Looks Like a Lady. Cool. Let's do another one, man.
Yes.
We still have another one. This is...
Classic rock bands, once again, by song title. This time they got 2 songs.
2 songs.
Band.
First one is Bohemian Rhapsody and We Will Rock You.
That is obviously Queen.
Stairway to Heaven, Kashmir, and Ramble On.
Wow, that's 3 songs.
3 already.
That is Led Zeppelin, though.
Yeah, that is 3 songs. Free Bird, Simple Man, Tuesday's Gone.
There's Leonard Skinner.
The Skinner. Living on a Prayer, Wanted Dead or Alive, and You Give Love a Bad Name.
There's...
What in the hell? Exchange those A for Y.
Is it all Y's?
Yeah, it's all Y's.
I know there was a lot of Y's.
It's all Y's.
Yeah, that's Bon Jovi. Jesus Christ.
Damn. Next one is the Rolling Stones. Satisfaction, Painted Black, Sympathy for the Led Devil. You Shook Me All Night Long. Back in Black, How to Hell. Easy.
You always sit up there on that.
Yeah. Smoke on the Water, Perfect Strangers, and Hush.
That's Deep Purple.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, and November Rain.
That's Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Rock of Ages, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and Love Bites.
That is...
Def Leppard.
I was about to say we just had a Def Leppard.
Let It Be, Come Together, and Yesterday. That's Los Bietos.
Yeah, that's the Beatles.
Yeah. Enter Sandman, Fade to Black, and Nothing Else Matters.
Metallica, yes.
Iron Man, Paranoid, and War Pigs.
That is Black Sabbath.
That is Black Sabbath.
Could have told that from any of those songs,
Jump,
to be fair.
Ain't Talking About Love, and Panama.
Jump, that is Van Halen, yeah.
We're good at this one. We're really good.
I mean, it's easier because you got more Dust in the Wind, Carry On Wayward Son, that's Kansas.
And Point of No Return, but no spelled with a K. Kansas.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dream On Through the Motion, that's Aerosmith.
I don't want to miss a thing.
And I don't want to miss a thing, yeah.
Renegade, Come Sail Away, and Mr. Roboto. We just had
Mr. Roboto. That was...
think I can remember that?
Rick Springfield?
Try. Not sure. Was it Sticks? Like Sticks with a Y? Yeah. Peace of Mind and More Than the Feeling. We're still on the perfect train, by the way. It's Boston. Wheel in the Sky, Faithfully, Don't Stop Believing.
That's Journey. Could have told you that from either the first or last. Fortunate Son, Bad Rising, and Loading. Which one could that possibly be?
Yeah. You could just type CCR. He's typing the whole thing out. Yeah. And Rock and Roll All Night, Beth and Love Gun.
That's Kiss.
We got them. We got all of them. With a minute...
2020!
30, with a minute 30 on the clock. It's crazy. So, we had...
The average score is 16. This beats or equals 100% of test takers. Obviously, it's a perfect score.
Pretty good.
The least known one was Renegade, Come Sail Away, Mr.
Okay,
by
Sticks.
Yeah, which we would not have known if we didn't have that in the previous quiz.
Correct.
All the other ones we
Fortunate Son was the second least known. Well, I guess...
I mean, Fortunate Son, for Christ's sake.
Fortunate Son and Bad Moon Rising are very famous.
Yeah.
Ones. Lodi, I'm not expecting people to know. I would have known it, but the other ones are definitely
I would have known... okay, let's go through this.
Everyone has Queen, of course.
I would have known both Queen songs. I knew all 3 AC/DC songs. I knew all of the Bon Jovi songs.
Beatles.
Couldn't have told you Come Together.
No,
be fair.
Let It Be in Yesterday, and I knew.
Stay With Heaven and Kashmir, I knew for Led Zeppelin.
Yep. I've heard of Ramble On, but I wouldn't have been able to point it.
Rolling Stones,
all of them.
Everything. Same for Guns N' Roses. Also for Aerosmith.
Aerosmith, I don't want to miss a thing.
I would have known all three. For Metallica, I actually wouldn't have known Fade to Black. I've heard it before, but I wouldn't have been able to place
only had the other one. Smoke on the Water for Deep Purple, of course.
Yes. And Perfect Strangers because of the previous quiz, but otherwise I wouldn't have.
Iron Man and Paranoid for Black Sabbath.
I would have known all three for Black
Sabbath.
Sabbath.
War Pigs, but I wouldn't have maybe not been able to put it.
Wheel in the Sky and Don't Stop Believing for Journey.
Yep.
Jump for Van Halen, Dust in the Wind, Carry On Wayward Son for Kansas.
Yep. Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Yeah, Pour Some Sugar on Me is the only definitive one. Rock and Roll All Night was the only Kiss song I would have definitely been able to
I don't know
count.
any of those, by the way.
I've heard of Rock and Roll All Night.
I don't know any of them.
I've heard of Love Gun, but I couldn't have placed that one.
I don't know any of those. I wouldn't have gotten Kiss at all if you were there.
Peace of Mind, I
More
don't
Than the
know,
Feeling
but More Than the
by
Feeling
Boston.
I do.
Let's get into all of them.
Freebirds and Moment Tuesday's Gone, I've got all of them as a matter of
They're
fact.
not necessarily the most popular songs, though. Those are more...
Freebird, I think, is one of the more popular
Freebird,
ones.
yeah, but the other one?
And then Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama, right?
And Southern Ways, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, but Fortunate Son, Bad and Rise, Lodi, okay, CCR would have
I would have gotten all three of those. And I wouldn't have gotten any of the Styx ones that had them for the previous quiz.
We just had it, so we got it. So most people got Queen, AC/DC, Bon Jovi, the obvious ones. CCR, that's a bit weird, because those are famous songs. Like, you should know that. Maybe they just didn't know how to spell Creedence Clearwater Revival. But I assume CCR would have counted.
I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
And that's fair enough. Like, everyone would have been like, CCR, and then some people might not have even known what TCR even stands for.
Maybe, because a lot of people don't even know.
But I went all out and tapped it on anyway, so...
But Styx is the one. So we did good on this one.
Are we going to do another one?
No, let's do it next time. Let's get into the song of the week.
Those are actually surprisingly easy to read, most of those.
Yeah, anyway. Let's do it next time. Just keep that saved, and we'll do it in the next podcast. So, let's get into the song of the week to close this out. But before we do that, be sure to submit your own song of the week. There's a link to a playlist. It's called the Viewer Music Share playlist, where you can drop in a YouTube video, music video, and if it's a good song, we will, hopefully it's a good song. We'd appreciate it if you did that, and we'll give you a shout out for doing that. But it's time for us to share our songs of the week, JJ.
Yes, my song of the week is a Hammerfall song. Once again, I've done a few of those in the past.
What a twist!
It is interestingly enough one that when I first heard it, kind of didn't like as much as I do now.
All right.
I've gotten to appreciate it more over time, and that is Dark Wings, Dark Words.
Dark Wings, Dark Words.
Yes.
Words. All right. I know one Hammerfall song that I like and one cover that they did. That will probably not change. But I do like Sabaton, though. Sabaton is better than Hammerfall. I'm going to say that. I've gotten into like 5 or 6 Sabaton songs now these days.
I mean, I'm going to disagree, but I do also like Sabaton a lot.
They're pretty good. Hammerfall, just... not really. I got 2 songs, that's enough. My song of the week, and you might know this, it's a cover, it's also in the music track, in case you haven't looked at that yet, is House of the Rising Sun by Five Finger Death Punch.
I have looked at that, and I actually don't like that version.
It's a really good version. It's potentially the best version.
I think the best version is still the one by the Animals.
Really? I mean, of course, it's a classic, right?
And I also don't dislike the Bachmann Turner Overdrive version.
I haven't listened to that one yet.
But I'm not that big on the Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh, I like it a lot.
Interestingly enough, I think I mentioned this before, I recently got into the Amazon Music thing.
Right.
I actually, through that, found the Five Finger Death Punch version of House of the Rising Sun like a week or 2 before we put it in the music share.
Alright.
And I didn't like it that much the first time around, and I still don't like it that much.
Listen to it again. It's a really, really good one. I like it a lot. I might like it the best, but I haven't listened to the other one yet. Animals, of course, a classic. But this one, I like. I downloaded it. It's in a playlist. We're going to listen to it on Saturday.
Alright.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're having a barbecue on Saturday. I'm paying because it was my birthday. It's terrible, but that's what you got to live with. Birthdays. Anyway, thank you for listening to Trash Talk TV Podcast. If you made it all the way through, again, leave a like. You're a legend for doing so, and we're going to see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.